is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. And Coach, it wasn't Friday night. It was Saturday evening down at SARASOTA Stadium in the beautiful Miami area.
The Mecca of high school football.
And if it's the Mecca, well, then we made it to Mecca and we did okay with a 63-46 victory over the Miami Northwestern Bulls.
Yeah, you know, it was another strange game. We were on the verge of a blowout early on in the game, and then we kind of let them get right back into it right before half. I want to say they scored 21 points, and
it was
in a
actually
very short period of time.
Yeah, and it was on the one was on the last play of the half too.
It was 28-7 at one point, and when you're thinking, you know, you got a chance here to have a possible running clock coming out of the for the third quarter. And next thing you know, it's 28-21, and you're going in for halftime. Yeah. So, you know, there was definitely some situations where we could have done better and put them away. But at the end of the night, the kids made enough plays and made plays at the very end of the game, and they played an entire game offensively. Defensively, we had some, you know, missed assignments and blown coverages, but we found a way to win as a team, and you know, that's what we're supposed to do. And
Miami Northwestern, I wouldn't call them unorthodox, but different people, different players come from different positions, and guys that are receivers that come in running backs, and quarterbacks that were wide receivers come in, you know, all these different positions. So trying to figure out where they're going sometimes is a little bit confusing. I think sometimes they didn't really know where they were going, but they were successful.
Well,
with a lot
when
of
you have
stuff.
those kind of athletes and you have those kind of options where, you know, you can just plug anyone wherever you want. It's got to be nice too. But you know, they have an unbelievable amount of athleticism on the team, and you know, they're going to do some good things. You know, we had the quarterback. He was calling plays.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
So he must have flew back in from Detroit and called a few plays there in the second half, but. It was a good experience. You know, like I said, we're at SARASOTA, and you know they put Nike put a lot of money into that stadium, along with some NFL football players, and you have a nice facility for those teams.
No doubt. You just try this game was a little different. It was wide open, is what it was. Everything seemed to be like it would be like an all-star basketball game where nobody's playing defense, or just sort of like chucking up threes and hitting them here and there.
Right.
So I think that's a lot what happened, but. I got to be happy about a few things outside of the points scored. Your turnovers were way down and your penalties were way down, which I know is something that you've stressed over and over again, and that did lead to a much more consistent offense.
Yeah, we played disciplined football for sure, and Jaden Glasser had a nice night as well as the receivers. Zakarl Lewis had some really nice catches and made some big plays for us, and. We got, you know, Ryan Matulovic involved. He had some big catches for us, and Gasati. Yeah, Griffin Gasati has
he's become the big deep threat.
Yeah, he's having a great year. Yeah, he's had some big catches and at timely situations, and you know, too bad that one got called back at Coco, but you know, he's put up some good numbers, and it's not really by design. It's just how it kind of happens.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So. He's made the most of his opportunities when he's got them.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Defensively, there was, again, tough to have a great game with that many athletes when you're playing against it. They're gonna make some big plays, the big chunk plays. But I thought when it came down to it, when you needed to make a stop to get that nice cushion, that 3-score cushion, about mid-third quarter, the defense really did step up.
Yeah, like I said, they played well. You know, they came down. You know, Northwestern came down and scored the first series. But after that, they settled in for most of the first half.
Yes.
And then it kind of fell apart at the very end of the first half. But then they came back out in the third quarter and got some stops and were able to get a cushion.
No doubt about that. Well, again, 63-46 was the final score. We're here at Bogey's as usual for our show, and thank you to Bogey's for having us. Your salad guy tonight, I went a little different. I went like a Chipotle bowl, which was really good. I like taking
I've
that
seen
angle.
they have the bowls. I haven't tried any bowls, but I tried the Hawaiian salad. It was new for tonight, special, so it was very good.
Yeah, so no doubt we get a chance to come out of Bogies. And, again, every week as it goes by, it gets a little more crowded in here. People are starting to come back, and football's in full swing, so no doubt about that. And you come into Bogies and get here before, well, like Francis, our video guy over here, he gets here at 4 o'clock, said it's empty.
Right.
Now it's not. So you guys get here a little early, get good service and good food. With that, we'll take our first break of the night, come back and do the highlights from Saturday night's game against the Miami Northwestern Bulls. See you back here shortly.
We would like to take a moment to thank these sponsors for making this show a possibility. Jenkins Chevrolet, State College of Florida, Bogies of Venice, Venice Pest Control, SARASOTA Ford, Absolute Aluminum, Chick-fil-A Pelican Plaza, Douglas Jeep, and Lightning Fast Car Wash.
Education, career, skill. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here at Bogies. And, Coach, with a game that had 63 points from us and 46 points from them, there should be a heck of a lot of highlights this week.
Yep, there are. Let's check them out.
Let's do it.
Well, first play of the game, we were able to come up with a sack. I think they were trying to throw a screen, and we did a good job covering it, and we were able to come up with a
and the D-line, they did put pressure on him here and there. That's Ryan Daly on the sack. But again, athletes running around, sometimes these guys are hard to get your hands on.
That's right.
What the weather was actually, it was sunny. It wasn't terribly hot for a September Miami game.
No, it was a little hotter down there though. On the see Lester comes up there, makes a really nice hit and break on the ball, and just didn't get him on the ground, but really good play. And came up with third and short, but they were able to go down and score that first series. And you see Ryan Downs here with a nice throw to Jamaris.
Jamaris had a nice game.
Yeah, he did. He had a nice game catching the ball and running.
Yeah, I think he almost had 200 combined yards.
You see right here is a nice catch by Lester. Gets behind the secondary. That was a big third down on our first drive.
And Jaden is showing his touch on the
he did a great job. And then Gator here finishes off the drive with a nice hard run. We had a couple of those runs where we were pushing the pile and they had a hard time getting us down. Glasser had one nice one down there at the goal line.
It's good to see that aggression from the offensive line, stay on the play,
get involved, right?
And number 12, he was the starting quarterback. They had another quarterback come in the middle of the game and did a nice job as well for them.
Yeah, number 1. Yeah, he's a special athlete. See here, we make a nice play in the backfield, and we're able to come to the stop. Like I said, we got some stops pretty much through the second, for end of the first, and halfway through the second. There's a sack by Eli Jones.
Yeah, Eli had a nice game. Probably I think close to 10 tackles in the game. So good job by him.
There's a screen here to Carl.
Yeah,
he does a nice job picking up some yards, and he's fast and he's got great moves, and luckily we're able to jump on that ball. I think that's Barksdale that jumps on the ball, or is it no? Gasati jumped on the ball and recovered it. Nice run here by Ryan. He's a load when he gets.
I see he runs hard.
He picks up 8 yards there, and it doesn't look like anything. But you get a lot of those 8 yards. There's another one. It's about 6 yards.
You watch him every time that somebody comes up on him, he falls forward 3 after they hit him.
Yeah, he's a tough runner. We're gonna get him some more involved. It's a game. Here's a nice screen here to
that's a good
Gator.
move right there.
Yeah, he's got some special moves on him. There's no doubt about that.
When he makes people miss, they miss altogether. They're just grasping at ghosts.
Another catch by Gasati. Tell you, he's really doing a nice job, and he's coming a long way here from the beginning of the season, and becoming really reliable.
Yeah, like I said, he runs nice routes, and there's Ryan again.
Yeah, you'll see the pile move forward. I mean, that's what you talk about. And again, another 8 yards, and it looks just like
And that kind of stuff, I think the O-line responds to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They see it and they're like, okay, I got to keep going too.
Another nice screen. You see everybody kind of picks up a man, and we got a big gainer here down the field. Our screens look good. Timing was good on Friday night or Saturday afternoon. We had some really good timing on our screens. That was nice to see. You see 34 in their freshmen, his first action of the game. And right here, I'm talking about moving the pile.
Right.
Just
And you see
churning.
Jaden's feet are moving too. I think that's why they're letting the pile keep go. You know, I think if he was dangling his feet in there, they might have stopped it.
Does a great job protecting the ball, and then Brian comes in and finishes it out.
And it's good to see almost the entire old line in the end zone too.
Yeah, like I said, we started the game off. I mean, we were rolling pretty good, offensively and defensively. And Gator with another carry. I mean, he looks fast right there. I mean, he hits the hole hard, and there's a big hole there for him too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I thought that was just a really good job all night for the line.
Now the 34 who we saw earlier, that's Macho, freshman. He got his first action of the season on the varsity. No, actually he was. Who did he play?
He mopped up against
Tempe Tech.
Yeah,
but this is his real getting in. Did a nice job with some pass pro. You'll see pass pro right here, and he had a nice carry as well. You see right here, he picks up a blitzer.
Yep.
It's a nice job, and we're able to hit Zacarlo here with a little crossing route for a touchdown.
He's got a good yards after catch.
Oh,
about him.
He's special with the ball in his hands.
Get him in stride, and he knows where to go with it. And he doesn't waste a lot of energy. He goes right for a spot. Like he's one move and he's gone.
And then Platt comes up with an interception. Platt had 2 in the night. Finished out the deal the last play of the game, and see some people blocking and some people watching. We got to try to get everybody blocking.
I know.
We'll be in good shape.
The loop backwards there, wasn't sure where he was headed with it, but he was trying to score. I give him credit for that.
Yep. And then Ryan, the Gator comes in and gets the touchdown.
And this is where you're talking at the point where it started to get where we were scoring a lot and they weren't moving the ball very much at that point.
Yeah, this is where you're sitting here thinking, well, we might have a chance here to have a running clock here shortly.
Right. This is the other quarterback that came in, number 1. He had some skills. He could throw it.
There's no doubt he is an athlete for sure. I think they were calling him the next. What were they calling the next?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson up in the press box. Another nice carry by Gator.
That move right there.
I mean, he's quick. He's quick.
He makes moves in a very small space.
Yes.
And so
he makes moves right in the hole, which is that's tough to do.
Right.
The last person we had was able to do something like that is Dree Archer, and you know who else was doing that? It was Trey Smith.
Okay, yeah. Because
someone that can make some holes right in the hole. Boom. This right here is able to turn that steering wheel strong enough and get in the end zone.
Keep your balance. Never lose your speed. That's the other part of it, because you can get there and stop and somebody gets you, but he keeps moving forward,
right.
which is phenomenal. This is all second half now stuff because obviously lights are on at this point.
Yeah, we still had a ball. We had a ball game. I mean, it was back and forth for a while until we were able to really pull away. Here's Gasati, gets behind the defense, nice catch. He's able to finish too. Gasati's got really good speed.
Yeah, I mean he's a deep threat because he's fast.
Yeah, no, he
gets out there.
He's got really, really good speed.
I think people when they're covering him, they just they lose track of him, or they think he doesn't have that speed. We
have some pretty special wide receivers with us.
Another play
right
by
there, Lester again. He has a nice break on the ball. He had a nice night, real nice night. Had an interception. I think they called him out of bounds, but I'm pretty sure that he was in bounds. But at that point, I think it wasn't real important at that point.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
you see, one is a special athlete. I think he's about 6'4", and moved really, really well.
He wasn't a big built guy, but he was elusive, no doubt about it. I do want to point out the touchdown to Gasati. I like the fact that Jaden had his eyes downfield when he came out. That's a big deal right there.
Here's Macho's
37-yarder.
carry. Yeah, had a great carry. Got right down to the one, and we let him finish the deal off here.
Let it pay off.
Get the touchdown. But excited for that young man to come into Travis Powell, as a freshman and be able to do something like that's pretty neat.
No doubt about that.
No. So that's future's looking good too.
Yeah, you got a freshman who can do that. You're in good shape. There's another long throw here.
Yep. To who else but Gasati. Yep. Nice job Gets a nice long pass to him.
And he kind of catches it where he's kind of shielding the guy away from him a little bit. He definitely has a little bit of knack for that.
And there's Ryan.
Tulovich.
I mean, those balls are, it's just like presence. He runs right on it. Those balls are thrown perfectly in a perfect spot.
And even that throw was like, it was just fluid.
Yeah.
Out of his hand, nice. Oh,
We're able to.
I think everybody got a cheap sack on that one.
Yeah. We're able to take advantage of one of their mistakes there.
That's a heck of a throw right there.
There's the Carl there. Makes a nice catch. He had a nice night. I think he had three or four catches.
4 catches, yeah.
Yep. And he had a nice carry, too, as well. There's Gator again. I mean, he had a nice night with, like you said, 150 rushing and another 50 receiving.
Absolutely.
And then Gator finishes this one off with a touchdown.
And it's with him too. It's like sometimes you see her back with 20 carries or whatever. They look a little fatigued. He doesn't lose his energy level.
Right. Here's a nice carry by Carl.
Yeah, this is a.
He's got a nasty
yarder.
little stiff leg he uses. I mean, that's tough.
So 63-46 final score. I mean, I know the 46 is not what you want to see from the defensive side of the ball, but I think overall, I think you saw a good team effort, travel down a good distance that, not the easiest place to get to and to travel to as well. Saturday, which is sort of another weird situation. So walking away with that
no
victory
AC
is great.
again in the locker room. Yeah,
no ice, no AC,
yeah.
no nothing.
Yeah, I thought the kids played well. Like I said, we were able to make enough plays at the end to seal the victory. And a lot of as you saw in the highlight film, there's a lot of kids that had great games with a lot of catches. All of our receivers got involved in the game.
Right.
Our running backs, even our freshman running back, Macho Jones, he had a great game and really showed that he's, kind of can be trusted. I was kind of worried, as a freshman, you always worry about them putting the ball on the ground or not knowing their blocking assignments.
That's what I was going to say.
He did a great job picking up the blitz and our pass coverage, our pass protection, and carried the ball well. Had good ball security. Yeah. So, he's letting the coaches know that they can trust him.
And in the stat line, 5 guys running the football, 5 guys catching the football. That's nice to see the ball getting spread out that way. Jaden getting the ball to different receivers. Sometimes it could be a lock on a guy, but everybody's.
We had Ryan may have the completion too.
Right. So that's definitely they're definitely moving the ball, which has got to help because you don't know where it's coming from and who the Jace had a big game the week before with some numbers, and then he didn't play very much in this game. But the other guys stepped up, and it was their turn, and there they were to take care of it. So.
We're excited about our skill guys, and obviously we've always been excited about our offensive line all returning, and Jaden has been playing great, and Ryan Downs, when he comes in, what a great mix, and the way he carries the ball and how tough he is as a ball carrier.
Sure.
It's just that we have a lot of good pieces offensively to work with.
Right. No doubt about it. With that, we'll take our second break of the night, come back, and we have a week off coming up this week.
Right.
But we do play River Ridge in 2 weeks. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about River Ridge, maybe talk about what you guys do in an off week as opposed to when a game is coming up on Friday.
Right.
We'll do all that when we come back here at Bogies after this commercial break.
We would like to take a moment to thank these sponsors for making this show a possibility. Jenkins Chevrolet, State College of Florida, Bogies of Venice, Venice Pest Control, SARASOTA Ford, Absolute Aluminum, Chick-fil Pelican Plaza, Douglas Jeep, and Lightning Fast Car Wash.
Education, career, skill. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
Welcome back to the John Peacock Coach Show. And Coach, like we said, week off this week, leading up to next 2 weeks from Friday, or a week from Friday, the River Ridge comes to town. Pasco County School, I believe.
Right.
What do you do different this week than you would normally do for, is there time off or a little bit less? What exactly happens?
We kind of do a couple things. One is we'll prepare for our next big time opponent, which is Manatee.
Right.
So we'll take a couple days and kind of prepare for them, and at the same time we'll get a chance to work on things that have given us issues, and we'll be able to take the one offense versus the one defense and try to rep some things against each other to help us correct some things. I do give them a couple days off to make sure that we don't want to just go out there and work and I think one thing is always important. One thing I've always done is, give them time to recover and relax. So I gave them off Monday. I'm going to give them off Friday. We didn't really get to practice much on Monday because we had Tuesday because we had lightning. But Wednesday and today we were able to really get a chance to go against each other and work on some things. So that's really the goal is what's looking back at our first couple games, and obviously we played some really tough opponents to open up. What has been giving us issues and what doesn't look real good and what can we fix during this off week.
Good. I mean, that makes sense because you don't get that opportunity to have that. It's like a luxury to be able to do the things you can correct some things. River Ridge comes to town. Again, it's on the 22nd that they come into town. I don't know what their pedigree is or what they've done, but anything you know about them going into it?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, they're not. If we play like we should be able to do fairly well against River Ridge. But I think the most important thing is that we got to make sure that Venice is getting better and that we're going to have the best version of Venice each and every week. So we want to make sure that we come out and play hard and play well no matter who we're playing. And
play clean. The sloppiness, that was again, of all the things we talked about, I think that everybody played a clean game. You're going to have penalties in the game. You know that. Somebody's going to make a play here and there. Absolutely you have a turnover here.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is when you walk away from the game, you want to say, did that look like a state caliber football team? Right. And that's really our goal each and every week is have a clean game, be able to have great tempo and be able to, offensively be able to move the chains and be efficient at that. And then defensively is, we want to tackle well. We want to show great effort to the football, and we want to keep people from scoring.
And early in the year, you build your schedule, and you got a lot of games that are around from good teams from around the state championship level teams, but you don't know who they're going to be because high school football that you're replacing a lot of guys all the time. So you have to make a lot of assumptions. Well, Coco's going to be good because they won the state championship last year. You would assume they were going to be good.
I think one thing is I try to do is play great programs.
Right.
And then typically if you're playing a great program, they're going to be, even if they have an off year, they're still going to have that tradition about them. They're still going to walk on the field and expect to win each game.
They're going to give you great effort.
Right.
They're going to be well coached. They're not going to try to have too many mistakes, obviously, and they're learning their way through things as well. So I think that's the thing. I mean, coming out of those games, you can look back 6 weeks from now and go, man, that Coco team was, they were,
they beat St. Thomas.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, not officially.
They beat St. Thomas, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, no different. I mean, we don't even go there.
Right. Yeah. But you're right. But then you start to say to yourself, okay, then you can start looking at your body of work, and you start seeing how your improvement happens. That game could have been a little, there was a lot of things to clean up. You cleaned it up against Miami Northwestern, and the results showed. Right. And then you move forward, and if that's the way it keeps going, then you're going to be in good standing at that point.
Right. And that's what we're working towards is each week play a cleaner game, have a little bit more tempo, and be a little bit more aggressive, or not aggressive, but show a little bit more passion and have people get to the ball quicker on defense.
Yeah, and I will say this too. Over the first 3 games in particular, if you want to count 4, if you want to count the Tampa Bay Tech game, you're starting to see the depth you talked about. You're seeing guys that are, you see different numbers coming in here and there, number on the defensive side, and guys playing some different positions here and there. So there's a lot to be said about that because that's a lot what's going to make things really work down the road when you start playing.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We have a tremendous amount of depth at the wide receiver spot. Obviously, we're deep at quarterback, having two. Now you look at it and you're like, wow, you're pretty deep at running back as well. With Alvin, and Alvin was out this past week, but you have Alvin, you have Gator, then now you have Macho. So you have three guys that are pretty darn good in their own rights. Obviously there's some that are really, really special with the ball in their hand,
right?
And but they all have their own special knack and are good runners in their own right.
And it's great when you can get those guys and the ball, the time being played, because that makes the guy want to practice harder as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all of a sudden you're like, I'm lost in the shuffle here. What am I doing? Get a little, lost in your thoughts. But in this case, hey, I played a lot on Friday, or I got my chances. So those guys who are quote unquote backups are getting their time on the field, which is a really good experience.
Right. Yeah. And so and that's always good too, to be able to have trust in if somebody gets tired, and have trust in the next guy in, or be able to rotate those guys like we do with Alvin and Gator, to where we trust them both, and
right.
We don't ever get to the point where we're tired.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. With that, we'll take our final break of the night, come back and wrap up our edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show for tonight. Coach, we get back, maybe a little bit about down the road a little more. We look at some things, see how things are looking for the Indians coming up in the next few weeks. With that, we'll be back here at Bogies in a little bit.
We would like to take a moment to thank these sponsors for making this show a possibility. Jenkins Chevrolet, State College of Florida, Bogies of Venice, Venice Pest Control, SARASOTA Ford, Absolute Aluminum, Chick-fil Pelican Plaza, Douglas Jeep, and Lightning Fast Car Wash.
Education, career, skill. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here at Bogies for the John Peacock Coach Show. And Coach, obviously the rest of the season now is mapped out for you. That you get a break, and then you play all your rest of your games all at home.
We don't get breaks now.
Yeah, all at home. And then the games that really start to matter are the ones that are going to come up here shortly. I mean, they all matter, don't get me wrong, but
the two important ones, the two important ones with Riverview and Sarasota are obviously the ones that, dictate whether we play home first round or get in the playoffs. If you don't win those, probably going to lose a couple other too.
Right. So I know that's something that, again, everybody's excited about. The football season will be fully in full gear coming up in the next few weeks, and I know the fans come out to Powell Davis Stadium for the games. I usually every day night, 7:30 Friday nights for the next 7 weeks or so are going to be the ones you want to come to.
Yeah. So I throw this on you. I need a prediction. We got a rematch with Riverview and Cardinal Mooney. Cardinal Mooney winning the one last year, and I think the Riverview's coach came out today or yesterday, said that Mooney has the best athletes other than Venice. So he gave us a nice compliment.
Right.
And Mooney a nice compliment as well. So who do you got in that one? It's at Mooney.
So I want to say I have Mooney in the game.
You have Mooney in the game?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've again, a little bit of conversation. John Reynolds from SNN, we do some podcasting with him. And he was really high on Mooney. And I saw some highlights from them. And I heard a few things. And I think they do have some athletes, for sure.
I saw the Riverview. I watched the Riverview Palmetto game. And, man, Riverview's big up front, big and physical up front, their offensive line, and their running back runs extremely hard. So I don't know. I was kind of thinking like you were thinking, but after watching them versus Palmetto, I'm gonna say Riverview kind of overpowers them, and also they got kids that are like half machine and half human, according to the paper.
Right.
So that means you're playing the Terminator.
Exactly.
So.
And the thing is, like I said, with all these teams now, the level of competition is rising in the area. So every week there's a couple of really good games locally. You're not having to get the interstate matchups or whatever it may be to kind of get people excited. Those are the games that are in-house, that are local, and they're going to be good.
The Riverview Palmetto game was extremely exciting. Like 52-42. First play of the game, Palmetto scores, and then Riverview kind of – I want to say Riverview scored every single drive the rest of the game.
Right.
Our ex-quarterback, Anthony Miller, had like 140 yards receiving. Like I said, their running back ran extremely hard, and they have a really big offensive line and two really big tight ends. So that's kind of why I'm thinking they probably overpower
Well,
Carter Mooney.
We got one horse on either side, so we'll see who comes out right.
Yeah.
I will definitely look forward to seeing the results of that matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to go Riverview by 21.
All right, then I got Cardinal Mooney.
By 21 though.
Yeah.
I got him by 21.
Okay, all right.
So we'll see.
Well, I'm picking your alma mater.
I know. Hey, it's hard to pick, but like I said, they were just too big and physical from what I saw.
All right, well, we'll see. With that, we're going to say goodnight for tonight's show, and we'll see you here next week from Bogies on the John Peacock Coaches Show. Have a good evening.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an